One of the nice things about our campus is that you have these forested areas across campus. If you start putting buildings in where these forested areas are, that really takes away from the charm of the campus. It also makes it less appealing. Mental health is a very major issue right now, and I think having the opportunity to walk and relax in a wooded area, in more of a nature area, is also very beneficial for the students, the faculty, and staff as well.
This is actually my first year ever at UF. I transferred in and technically a freshman here. And part of the reason why I chose this campus is because there is so much wooded areas and so much natural recreation areas right on campus. That's why I'm here instead of, we will not name them up north. And, UF has all this talk about wanting to be a higher ranked university and wanting to get in more students and a bigger student body and get more kids from across the state. How do you expect to do that when you are taking away one of the things that makes people choose your university? I think that makes zero sense. Like, yes, I have this great feature that draws in lots of people to my university. I mean, it's bulldoze it. So I think I'm so glad that I came out and that you guys all came out here today, because this is something that's really important just to me in general. A lot of my natural area back home, southern, south, central Florida, is getting just demolished and subdivision, and it breaks my heart. And I really am glad that there's a lot of people who don't want to see that same thing happen up here.
I want to take a moment to talk about McCarty as a classroom. So I'm not from Florida, I'm from Texas. I'm from Texas, and I chose this university because of their curriculum. I looked at various different public universities for ecology departments, and I looked at our curriculum, and what set the University of Florida apart is the fact that we were applying what we were learning. We were not sitting in a classroom learning the Latin names without going out and doing it. We were not learning to identify plants without going out and doing it. We were not learning soil sciences without collecting the soil and analyzing it. When we graduate and go into the field, we know what we are doing. We are ecologists and forestry people and natural resource conservationists. We know what we're doing, and that sets us apart from our competitors and the other schools. And by taking away a place in which we are able to apply that, they are doing our students a massive injustice. We need that area for botany, for ornithology, for herpetology, for soil sciences, for wildlife courses. We need that area for the application of our education.
McCarty Woods isn't just something that's important to UF students. Conservation is a value that's held by Gainesville. It was Tree City, USA multiple years in a row. And being a part of North Central Florida, there's a wide range of political views here, and I can tell you on the left and on the right, conservation and ecology is something the people of Gainesville hold very dear. We take pride in our natural spaces, so I don't know, I could ramble on about that, but I could also say that if UF felt they needed more classrooms, then why did they just build a new baseball stadium?
How many of you came to UF because it was in Florida? All right. So, I'm sure many of you know how special the environment is in Florida. Point is, we have blue water with corals, we have mangroves, we have ridges that are thousands of years old, we have old growth forests in Gainesville. My point is that Florida offers some of the most diverse habitats in one state. And one of the things that I want to point out is that the forest that we have here in Gainesville is one of the last remnants of that deciduous forest that comes across Georgia, crossing into our subtropical temperate regions. Now let me ask you, do you want your kids to see this old growth forest? Yeah! Do you want your kids to enjoy Florida how we got to enjoy it? Yeah! Well, me too. And that is why this fight will not end after March 18th. We are going to continue to protect McCarty Woods no matter what, because at the end of the day, it is one of the last remnants of this type of forest that we have. And if it's not up to us, literally nobody else in the world is going to be able to enjoy it. So I want you to think about that when we continue to fight for it.
I'm Lucy Frank. I'm an environmental science senior here at the University of Florida, and I'm the interview committee lead for the Save McCarty Woods campaign. So I first heard about the decision that the university made to remove McCarty Woods from the development plan from a message that the campaign lead, Sierra, sent out in our group chat, explaining that this was a decision that the university had sent out to several reporters and news outlets through email that day. And the immediate reaction from members of the campaign, myself included, was one of surprise and excitement and joy. This was what we had been looking for. This is what we've been working towards, and we had actually accomplished it. So I think there was a little bit of shock there that it happened so suddenly. But really, what wasn't surprising was that the university had chosen to release this decision to news outlets instead of addressing us first. The university never actually directly addressed the members of the campaign or what we were working for. As for how the campaign directly contributed to this decision, well, lots of publicity was generated around our work through our campaign. If you look at our petition that we posted online, the original goal for the number of signatures that we had on that petition was around 500. And as of today, the number of signatures exceeds 14,000. We've done many interviews with news outlets and reporters, and the publicity that this movement has generated was, I think, something that the university never actually expected. And I think that was really one of the main contributors behind their decision to remove the woods from development.
For the time being, right, we won the battle, right, but we didn't win the war. You know, I think what needs to be truly done is that I think the same, you know, level of action and direction and empathy and everything else that was taken towards McCarty Woods needs to be taken to all conservation areas on campus. Our conservation areas need to be better managed. Our conservation areas need to be, need to be made better aware of. You know, it's like we need to make sure the university needs to understand that, okay, like if you're designating something as such, it needs to stay as such, because it's like there's no excuse otherwise. Because if that's the case, right? I mean, right now it's McCarty Woods, you know, next it's Yellowstone National Park, okay? It's like, you know, it's a very slippery slope when it comes to environmental degradation, and it's like we need to understand that.